This is a review of Assignment 6, and Assignment 6 was about creating a Windows Forms application. Exercise 6.1 was really just about looking at the code that's been supplied so that you can create a reference to it and use it as a library. So 6.2 is creating the Windows application itself, and in Visual Studio you can see the project, and that project has a reference to the supplied 6.0 vendlib.net standard library project. So we can use all the resources in that library. And you can obviously look at the code, but also remember that you can take a look at the object browser. So if you browse your particular solution, because you have a reference, you can open that up. There's the namespace. And these are all the classes and enumeration types associated with that particular assembly, which is what this actually is. And you can, of course, dig down and see the various members and other information about that code. In the meantime, the designer is here, and as specified, we have three picture boxes, a label, and some buttons that allow us to simulate a soda vending machine. In the code itself, we have a main coin box to store the bulk of the coins, and then another coin box to store the coins that the human user has just put into the machine without yet purchasing a soda. And once we purchase the soda, the coins in the temp box will be put into the main box. There's my purchase price, there's my can rack, and then I do have a couple of private methods. Of course, how you did this was completely up to you, but mostly you can think of it as avoiding code duplication. I have one for updating the inserted total and for putting the coin in the temp box. And then I have a routine that resets the eject buttons. And so this will be called anytime we want to make sure that the eject buttons are in the proper state. And then here's an example of an event procedure associated with a coin. When we have that event procedure take place, we create a coin, and then we put that coin in the temp box. And we, of course, do that for the other methods as well. We also have a private method for eject can that we call anytime we have an eject button clicked. So, of course, we've got one for each flavor. Here's eject can. Make sure that it's legal to eject a can, and that being the case, provide any change back if necessary, and then otherwise reset the machine now that the can has been updated. Now, I did add, just for entertainment's sake, a little bit of animation, but however you chose to indicate to the user that their can had been ejected and was available for them to take is just fine. And here's the private method for returning coins to the user if they do choose to eject those coins without taking a soda. And you run the code, put in the appropriate amount of money. In this case, I'll put in $50 and eject a regular. And because of the limited amount of change that I put in the machine, we see that the exact change light is lit at this point. So from now on, I can't expect any change back. And eventually, I will run out of a particular flavor, and the eject button will be disabled even if I have put in enough money. And that's the review of Assignment 6.